All right, so buckle up because today's deep dive is taking us straight to the crypto markets. We've got some seriously interesting articles from you all about Bitcoin's price surge. Ethereum? Well, that's been kind of surprising lately. And of course, well, Tesla's doing what Tesla does best,
Yeah.
right? Keeping us all wondering what's next.
It's funny, but it's that contrast that everyone's really glued to right now. Bitcoin, it's on this tear, while Ethereum just seems stuck. It has people talking, that's for sure.
It really does. So let's kick things off with Bitcoin, shall we? Seems like it's the talk of the town these days. Big surge lately. Makes you wonder, right? Is this the start of a real bull run, or are we, headed for a nasty fall? What do you think?
Well, the thing that really jumps out at me, it's that open interest in Bitcoin futures contracts. It's gone through the roof. Actually, it just hit a one-year high, which, it's not something to ignore.
Okay, but hold on a sec, because open interest, that can sound a little, well, like we're in the weeds, you know what I mean? Could you break that down for us a bit?
Absolutely, yeah. Think of open interest like it's like the total value of all the bets, right? All the bets that are riding on what Bitcoin's price is going to be in the future. Now, when that open interest is high, like it is now, it means there's a whole lot of money on the line betting on Bitcoin.
Sure.
And that usually means we're going to see some big price swings, could go up, could go down. Kind of like, throwing gasoline on a fire.
Okay, so more bets, more volatility. Got it. So looking back, historically, what does this kind of surge in open interest, what does that usually tell us about where Bitcoin might be going?
Well, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? If you look back, a lot of times we see this really high open interest, right? And then boom, there's a big price move right after. Could be a sign that some really big players, the institutional investors, they're starting to place their bets. And that could push the price even higher, right? But on the other hand, it could also mean, well, we're due for a correction, especially if those bets start to unwind.
Talk about a wild ride. Okay, so we need to keep our eyes on these futures contracts for sure, because they could be signaling some pretty big moves are coming. But there's another piece to this Bitcoin puzzle that has everyone buzzing, and that's Tesla and, well, their little crypto shuffle they've been doing.
Yeah, Tesla, they're really playing it close to the vest this time, aren't they? And the crypto world, well, let's just say they're a little obsessed. Remember when they went all in on Bitcoin a while back? Even let people buy Teslas with it for a bit.
Oh, yeah. I remember thinking at the time, is this like genius or crazy? I still don't know. So what's the latest? They stopped taking it for payments a while back, right?
They did. And everyone's been wondering, what are they going to do with all that Bitcoin? Well, get this. They just moved all of it. All $765 million worth. To some, well, nobody knows, really. Unknown wallets.
They moved the entire stash. That's a bold move. Any hints about why? Any
Wow.
theories?
Tesla's not saying a word, which, of course, just gets everyone speculating even more.
So what are people saying? Are they cashing out? Is this some big brain play we're just not seeing yet? Or did Elon just wake up and decide he likes a good mystery?
Oh, it's all over the map. You've got some people saying Tesla's cutting their losses, after the crypto roller coaster ride these past couple of years. Others, they think maybe it's a security thing, like they're moving it to cold storage. And then there's the group that thinks, this is just the first step. They're about to make a huge investment, but in something else.
It's like trying to guess what someone's got wrapped up under the tree, Except this present's worth like $750 million. It's strange, though, even for Tesla. You'd think if it made them look good, they'd be shouting it from the rooftops.
It's true. That silence, it says a lot, doesn't it?
Absolutely. Gonna be interesting to see how this plays out. But speaking of things being a little uncertain, let's talk about Ethereum for a minute. It seems to be, well, facing some of its own challenges these days. Bitcoin's been hogging the spotlight while Ethereum's been pretty quiet. Even with those new Ethereum ETFs everyone's been talking about.
Yeah, and you'd think, right, that those ETFs would have given Ethereum a boost, but it's actually been the opposite. Kind of slumped, actually. Couple of things going on here. One is that there's just less happening on the Ethereum network overall. We're seeing a drop in what's called, their decentralized applications, or dApps.
Okay, for those of us who don't speak fluent crypto, what exactly is a DApp, and should we care that they're, declining?
Good question. dApps, they're like apps on your phone, right?
Uh-huh.
But instead of running on like a company's servers, they run on a decentralized network. In this case, that's the Ethereum blockchain. And these dApps, they power all kinds of stuff in the crypto world. You've got your decentralized finance platforms, your NFT marketplace, even blockchain-based games.
So less action on dApps could mean less demand for Ethereum overall, and that might be why the price is down.
That's the gist, yeah. One of the big uses for dApps right now is in something called decentralized finance, DeFi for short. Basically, it lets people lend, borrow, trade crypto, all that, but without needing a traditional bank. But lately, the total value locked in those DeFi applications on Ethereum, it's dropped. Fewer people using those DeFi apps means less demand for Ethereum.
Makes sense. So Ethereum's got some work to do even with these new EPFs, but what about this burning thing I keep hearing about? Isn't that supposed to be a good thing for Ethereum's value?
You're right, it is. The burning mechanism, it's designed to slowly get rid of Ether over time. Ether's the cryptocurrency of the Ethereum network. The whole idea is smaller supply should mean higher price over time, except there's another layer to this, literally. It's called, layer 2.
Layer 2, huh? Sounds kind of techy. Can you bring it back to plain English for us? What is layer 2 and how's it messing with Ethereum or helping it, I guess?
Yeah, so imagine Ethereum's main network is like a highway, right? Yeah. But it's rush hour, so it's totally jammed. Everything's slow, costs a fortune to get anywhere. That's where layer 2 comes in. Think of it like building express lanes. But on top of that crowded highway, layer 2 handles those transactions separately, so everything's faster, cheaper, smoother ride.
Okay, I'm with you so far. Faster, cheaper. That's got to be good for Ethereum users, right?
Right.
So what's the downside? There's always a downside.
Well, yeah, it's kind of weird, actually, because those layer 2 solutions, they're so efficient. See, it actually ends up reducing how much Ether actually gets burned.
Right. Burning reduces the supply, makes the remaining Ether more valuable over time. We get it.
Yeah, exactly. But now you've got layer 2 kind of swooping in, taking some of the pressure off the main network, right?
Mm-hmm.
So fewer transactions are happening over there in the slow lane, means less Ether gets burned. It's like they try to make things better, faster, and it might actually be slowing down how fast Ethereum's value can grow, at least for now.
Man, what a balancing act. I mean, they're trying to make it better, easier to use, but all these improvements, they could backfire, at least when it comes to the price.
It just goes to show you, this whole crypto space, it's complicated, always changing. It's something that seems like, easy solution. It can end up having all these ripple effects everywhere. You never really know.
Makes you think twice about all these predictions you see. Like, this coin's going to the moon.
Totally. It's like a reminder, take a step back, look past the hype.
Yeah.
You got to understand how the tech actually works, what's really driving the price.
Couldn't agree more. Well, you've given us a lot to think about today, that's for sure. Bitcoin, it's charging ahead, but is it going to crash? Tesla's off playing crypto chess with, almost $1 billion? And Ethereum's trying to find that balance, right, between better tech and, making sure the price keeps climbing.
It's wild, isn't it? And the thing is, all these stories, they're all connected. Bitcoin's price, Tesla's little secret, even the stuff Ethereum's dealing with, it all points to, the market's growing up, big players are getting in the game, the tech's changing every day.
It's a wild ride, that's for sure. And like we learned today, there's always something new right around the corner. So what do you think, listeners? Are you in for the long haul?
And more importantly, are you ready for wherever this crazy ride takes us next?
That's the right question. Until next time, everybody, keep learning, keep exploring, keep diving deep into all things crypto.